But anyway, end times are coming, supposedly. I don't personally believe in it. People say that, oh, you crazy conspiracy theorists, you must believe in the end of the world. No, I mean, will the world end someday? Yeah, but I don't think that some guy, prophesied it years ago, some Mayan guy, nothing against Mayan people, but I just don't particularly believe in that. But some people do, and they've been blowing up the phones over at NASA, and I'm right there pretty looking forward to December 22nd, so let's take a look at the article here. If there's one government agency really looking forward to December 22nd, it's NASA. The myth might have been originated by the Mayan calendar, but in the age of the internet and social media, it's proliferated online, raising questions and concerns among hundreds of people around the world who have turned to NASA for answers. I'm pretty sure it's more than hundreds, but maybe that's just the amount of calls they can take. The questions range from myth: will a rogue planet crash into Earth? Is the sun going to explode? And will there be 3 days of darkness? Now, I guess everybody has their various sources of information. The thing I really can't get is this giant planet. I thought somebody may have spotted a giant planet hurling towards us by now, but hey, I guess it could appear in the next few hours. I'm not really sure what time zone it's supposed to arrive in, so I don't know, maybe you'll see it before I do, but oh man, it's pretty silly as far as I'm concerned. But hey, even if I am wrong, internet, you won't be around tomorrow to make fun of me for being wrong. We'll move on to our last story. Confirmed sections of Gotham renamed Sandy Hook in latest Dark Knight release. Now, hold on, Marcus, before we go to the screen. We had a researcher, some of you guys have seen this over the internet the past few days, I guess since the Dark Knight movie has come out and people have had time to, Dark Knight Rises has come out and people have time to look at it more. But there's a section on a map in the movie that it's called Sandy Hook. And as you can see in the film, somebody blatantly points to that particular spot. Is it coincidence? I don't know. One of our researchers came to me the other day and he's like, hey, what do you think about this? And I was like, I mean, Sandy Hook on a map, but then he presented me with this information and I gave him some of my insight, and then I became somewhat of a believer that this may be more than a coincidence. So let's take a look at the full screen here. So there you go, you see the headline right there. In the latest film, the southern section of Gotham is without a doubt called Sandy Hook. However, according to our research, this section was renamed somewhere between the first film and the last. Now, if we can go to the maps, if we can tab over. Okay, so we see the first one right here. That is South Hinckley. I believe that was what the section was called in the first Batman movie, Batman Begins. If we can tab over. We can see now, if we can scroll, yeah, there it is, Sandy Hook. That's what it was called in the latest incarnation of the Batman movie, the one with Bane. And you can actually see circled on the Sandy Hook, that's the football stadium that actually blew up. And if we can tab to the next. Okay, now you see right there, Tri-Corner. Now, Tri-Corner is the one that struck my memory because I remembered in the, they made an animated movie to bridge the gap between Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. And this particular animated film was called Gotham Knight. And in this movie, like I said, first I was a little skeptical when our guy came to us with this, but then I saw that map said Tri-Corner on it. And I remember somebody in the movie say the words Tri-Corner, and now on the most recent map, the one in The Dark Knight Rises, Tri-Corner has been replaced with Sandy Hook, and from what I can tell, there is no Tri-Corner on the most current map. So we'll play this video clip for you, and then you can judge for yourself. Let's go to the video.
Sergeant De La Razio says Maroni's guys are gunning for the Russian lieutenant. He says it's going down in Tri-Corner, probably tonight.
So there you go. That was official tie-in. People's like, that's a cartoon. It was official tie-in. Christopher Nolan was a producer on it and all that stuff. It's official tie-in to the Batman franchise, his Batman franchise. So I don't know. I'm not saying Chris Nolan, I'm not putting a finger on anybody particular, but I'm saying that's a pretty big coincidence. And speaking of coincidences, we'll go now to our quote of the day. This a quote from the most recent Batman movie by Commissioner Gordon. Let's take a look. You're a detective now, son. You're not allowed to believe in coincidence anymore. So if that reigns true, it's more than a coincidence that Sandy Hook happened to be in there. And I believe that somebody said there's also Aurora somewhere in the movie. I can't confirm that. I haven't looked into that. I barely looked into this, but something interesting. Something definitely interesting.
And now, a special Christmas message from the Federal Reserve. This Christmas, the Federal Reserve would like to wish all of our slaves a very merry quantitative easing 4. Our current chair, Ben Bernanke, has perfected the art of giving money to foreign banks for many years, as seen in this rare home movie. Ben is currently giving these banks $85 billion per month. Excellent work, Ben. Once again, this is the Federal Reserve wishing you and yours a very merry quantitative easing 4, and we hope to destroy your economy in the new year.